Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically what attacks look like this. If I demonstrate to you what you see right here, this light here, that's a hard drive that is already running and running and running and running. When you try to move the cursor, it looks like this. See? You can't do anything. Obviously, a window movie maker, well, all of a sudden got frisked. I'll probably end up losing file. Don't know what else I would say to that. I don't know how much longer am I going to be capable to afford myself. Look what this is. Ugh. This is just May 8, 2018.
By the way, what you're watching right now was my normal when in Miami. Okay, till 2006, and then when I returned back to the US and also here in Slovenia, all this stuff went on. It was a normal. Normal sometimes until 2000 and I would say 12, 2013 even. I would just have, it didn't matter whether I would purchase new desktop or laptop or whatever I would do. It just didn't matter. The hard drive would just go and spin and spin and spin out of nowhere. Folks, this is like, how can I tell you? I mean, it can spin like 1 hour. It doesn't stop. And what you're about to see right now, you will see, really interesting is that as it's spinning, does not even record time on the clock, on the computer, on the laptop. Not even this. As I started to record this, at least 15 minutes went by. Otherwise, I would not even bother to record this. I would usually go and take some cookies, something like this, make myself happy, or do some other stuff, and then come back. But boy, this time you're going to witness, it took about more than an hour, okay, for the hard drive to actually stop, normalize system. So I was capable to even go on with with creating a movie. Not a very good, if you're a journalist, if you write articles, if you create videos and stuff like this, not very easy to deal with. I bet, 100% I believe, that by doing that kind of stuff, destroying the property, using this kind of computer issues, using directed energy weapons, doing all that kind of stuff, I think you can damage individual. I think you can dement him. I think you can destroy individual like this. Just put it this way. You are organizing thoughts. You are writing articles. You need to put the facts together, and you need to do this as fast as possible. You have a lot of thoughts in your head. And instead of using the computer to quickly sort out those facts, so those would not disappear from your memory, so that you would properly sequence them, a computer is just not functioning properly and is giving you all kinds of hard time. Imagine you click on a certain page on something and it's processing like 5-10 minutes. What about then? By the time 5-10 minutes go by, a lot of stuff is going to disappear from your head and stuff like this. It actually really can cause more harm than good, computer like this. It's a piece of junk, not computer equipment, and that's why they wanted me to use this computer and not the new one I have paid for. You get it? So this is how they do it.
Just as I'm working on this movie, I mean, this is very difficult to work like this. It's asking me to activate Windows. It's a little bit hard for me to keep buying keys for the Windows. Imagine, I already have changed, I think, like a 4th key within like 7 months or something like this. Actually, 4th. One is Windows 7, 2 are Windows 7, and it was old Windows, that's 1, and then you have another 2 Windows keys, that's actually 5 keys within 7 months. So you can imagine this is not pleasant. You can activate them once, and then everything goes back to what you see here, and whatever you do, a new operating system, whatever it is you do, the only thing you can pray for, you're not going to lose your files, hopefully, and that's about it. Nothing really works, nothing you can do. You can go and you can try to pull up the control panel, wherever you do, task manager I should say, and it doesn't work. Nothing works really. Hard drive spinning. We keep going with the same issues. I don't know why this appeared now out of nowhere. I have no clue about this. I was washing clothing today and stuff, and who knows, maybe somebody, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Stuff they have promised me they will do, it makes you think all kinds of things. Even if it's not, and you're about to see in continuation, there was tremendously a lot. Anyways, look at the time. This is now 22:30 already at night in the evening, and I really don't know what to say. I probably don't even know what am I gonna do now with it. Because this thing somehow we're gonna have to fix this. This is like really, really bad. I'm thinking and I'm asking myself, is this gonna be again another one of those sessions? If I power off this computer, what's gonna happen is computer might not even turn itself on anymore. You understand how bad this thing is? It might get to that point, okay? So right now it's 22:30. Look at this, May 8th, 2018. This is how I work. This is my work environment, if you like. This is how things are done here. So yeah, if I press that power off button, hold one few seconds, who knows? I might not be capable to even start computer anymore, as for the past few times I was suggested all kinds of stuff that Windows, I don't know what, that is not running, and stuff like this. Waited about 5 minutes for computer to power on back and stuff like this. So it's like playing a Russian roulette. Whatever I do, I will be punished. So what to do, I don't even know. Okay? Yeah, I'm still waiting like this. I'm just waiting like this. This isn't true, by the way. It says here 22:30, but it's saying this already for the last... We're talking about at least 15 minutes already. 17 minutes. You know what it is. I have just reminded myself of what used to be the situation with the laptops. Oh, it came back now. It looks like it's going to come back. Yes. And all the desktops which I used to have, desktops like that one right there, those are old compact desktops that I purchased in the US. They worked not too long, I'm going to tell you, for like when I purchased, for maybe like, it was like normal for like 2 weeks maybe. And then everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. Nothing worked anymore afterwards. Basically, those desktops could only be used barely for the internet. Modified in such a way by Mitja Veber, my niece's husband, that would take me sometimes like this. Exactly, this is what it reminds me of. Like maybe 20-30 minutes before you could use the computer. I mean, you could go, you could do the dishes, you could do the room, you could do whatever you want. And this thing would still run like this. And then maybe if you would be lucky, it would stop. What he was doing, I have no clue. Though that computer that you see right there, that's already Windows XP, which was a good computer, really good stuff. But it really didn't matter where you would buy, whatever you would buy, it would be like torn apart like within days, basically. Whenever these people would come to Miami, it would be finished. Okay, that's actually really cool because it's still working, but you can see that it was 30 and now it processed forward and it's already 49, basically 20 minutes like this already, okay? But it looks like that actually it might even work. It says that Windows Movie Maker is collecting the information. I don't know what kind of information, I don't know in respect to what. You see here, this is 2 hours and 19 minutes long movie already created, and we are now at the minute 5. That's basically here. The rest of the movie somehow just disappeared. What's really happening? I don't actually have a clue. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen based on this thing here. Hard drive still is running. So what is it, this like remotely activated or what's going on? I have no clue. Well, we'll see what's going to happen. And again, here's the time. The name of this movie, it's actually Recount a Destroyed Property, and now this is already the part 9 I'm working on, but I'm gonna have to stop this. I'm gonna have to interrupt this thing because look, it's not doing anything. Yeah, and we're talking about already 56 minutes that went by like this. So I'm not really sure what. No, but I see some positive stuff here from the hard drive. It did start to kind of slow down. I see the light at least started to blink, which is very positive. Let's see this thing here. Maybe I do get him going. Oh, it started to spin again, hard drive, and it finally shut it off, the movie rather than anything else. Hard drive is still going. Wow, that was basically, ladies and gentlemen, no less than 57 minutes, and it's still not working the way it should. Not seen anything like this yet. Not on this computers, but in Miami that was like a regular thing, daily, 2-3 times like this, if I would work on the computer. That's why I said this monitor, that computer right there that I have from Miami, garbage, doesn't work, destroyed. That thing did not, it's barely used compared to the laptop that I use. Okay, so it looks like it did stop. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to restore this thing and pretty much see what's gonna happen. Is it all the information that is gone, or am I gonna be capable to actually restore the project? Wow. Wow, this is just beautiful. Hey, listen, I lost no less than 59 minutes, but this was, I'm happy. I don't mind. Let's just put it that way. Nice, thank you. Zdi fenomenalno, da bi tu na soncu tep počlo, kar si rekla, ne? Da je tep tu na soncu počlo, si rekla, zaradi tega, ker je bilo na soncu.
Ko mi je padel telefon iz vojsne dol,
Ja.
sem imela samo takole, tole ta veliko razpoko, to.
Aha.
Pa sem ga pa tamle odzunaj na...
Soncu pustila?
Je pa to
Je pa
ratalo.
vse ratalo, ne da? Aha, aha. Aha, vidim, ja.
Sem ga pozabila in se je
Ja, ja.
imel in še dobro, da ga ni raznesel.
Res je, ampak še boljše pa tudi, da se vidi, da to, kar si zdajle rekla, da je bila tlele, kar si pokazala, da ta stvar, ki se je zgodila, se vidi, da je pa tukaj nekdo ožgal z kladivom. Vidi se, da je tukaj nekdo ožgal z kladivom, vidiš, tukaj, tukaj. Tako da ta tvoja teorija o razpoki, tele, kako je tep tu.
Tako je bilo,
Ja. Se si rekla vzadnjič, da ti je na soncu, zadnjič je bila teorija, da si ga imela na soncu, pa da ti je
prvo, da
pošlo.
mi je iz pojsle padel.
Aha.
Potem sem ga pa na soncu.
No, zdaj si lepo demonstrirala. Hvala lepa.
Interni.
Ja, tle se prav vidi zelo lepo, da ti je res, kakor ti praviš. It can be seen very clearly here that this is with a hammer done, twice actually, here and here. Yeah, and you can see the third time and fourth time here, so that means that somebody hammered good, and already when he hit with the hammer, he hammered twice in this area here, and he hammered twice in this area here. Definitely done with a hammer. Basically, my mama explains me that it's kind of indirectly, but the message is that if you have too many people with a real health, with real mental problems,
outside of the mental asylum that can actually create a real problem for a normal person or people. And I think in my case that can be seen at the best. My mama is basically saying that, see this glass here? It's not okay. To repair this, you need this, and you hammer it good a few times. I'm not going to do it, of course. And it becomes normal. A new normal, basically, is what she's saying. Let me put it this way, folks. A glass like that is actually used to withstand even this kind of stuff, okay? My mama claims that the telephone, which was inside of the silicone case, you must have seen that, have fallen her on the floor inside of her room. A room is with a tapis on, meaning it's soft. Not exactly totally soft, but it's not a hard surface. It's not like stone, ceramic surfaces or anything like this. The chances that something like this would have happened do not exist. I mean, unless you would, actually, even if you would throw that against the floor like this, the telephone, that would just not happen. You probably would destroy some other parts before you would destroy that. That's for one thing. Another one is that you're able to see that most likely telephone was hammered in 4 locations. And it's interesting, first I assume on 2 locations, but as you look a little further closer to that, you can see that the person who hit twice like this on approximately the same location, and then what he did, he went on the other side and hit again twice, approximately on a second location. And my mama actually suggested that it was just a crack that appeared when the telephone fell on the floor, and then when she placed one on the sun, I guess that screen just exploded. I guess it cracked everywhere then. Protector screen or glass screen protection, plastic protection, or whatever protection that is used actually to even withstand this. If you would hit the telephone, it would protect that screen from cracking. That's what that was. And also when I add to this that a mental patient who did this, who was here that day, was Mitja Veber. That is again niece's husband. That is when Mama then in the evening came to ask me actually to do some more stuff and ask me where are my screens, where are my glasses, my protection glass which I have ordered on eBay from China. And of course she anticipated my answering her that the neighbor done a lens, and that's when she started to fake like and this and that, That's why I'm saying when you have lots of these people outside of the mental asylum, and it becomes a real problem for normal people. You can no longer even discern between the normal people and between, I don't know what else to say here.
You can also see that it's done on this side of the screen, not even on this side of the screen. Mother suggested that the phone fall her down from the bed, and at first there was only like a crack like this, but after she left this on the sun, entire glass protection just broke because the telephone was left on the sun according to her theory. So that's pretty much that. The telephone also was protected with this thing here that ensures that the protection screen, if telephone would fall down to you on the floor, it would not even touch basically the protection screen. Okay, ladies and gents, this telephone is the same telephone. Same telephone, identical telephone. This one here. This telephone, and I'm not exaggerating, this is a very cheap low-end telephone. I bought this one, and the next thing I did is my mother wanted one too. Bought for her and have given her my screen protection. Basically that tempered glass that is so great that you have to actually take a hammer and smack one to break that glass, because it's that's what that's for. Anyways, this telephone here that you see here, this telephone have fallen to me, I would say at least probably 10 times on my trip to Ukraine, Hungary, in 2017, I'm filing for political asylum, and Belarus. All I had pretty much was this telephone all the time with me, back and forth, recording this and that, and have fallen to me in the train, in a public transportation bus. It really did. It just happened. I'm not saying that I don't know what, but look, telephone practically was never ever anywhere in the... I didn't have any case, anything I would protect, because I left this place in such a hurry. So the only thing I had was this plastic here. Okay, that's all there was. And besides the plastic, there's a little scratched here. There are a few scratches here and there, like this. My goodness, this telephone, I don't know how, you know, if that thing would fell her on the floor. How could she possibly come up with that kind of theory? That is just beyond my any understanding. That stuff is actually made to withstand even hammering. Even if you take a hammer and slam the phone, it would protect the original screen, basically. What I'm saying is that screen belonged to this telephone original screen. That's the original screen from Home Tom. And, you know, her statement, that's just really, really totally false statement. It's a lie. They did took the screen down and have hammered that screen 4 times, no less than 4 times. And you can see it exactly where the screen was, how the screen was hammered. Now, despite everything that my mama have done to me in my life, and I can tell you that my parents ruined my life completely. They turned one into a bits, into nothing. They turned one into hell. I will not forget violence, psychiatric violence and stuff these people have done to me. This kind of parents, I don't actually have any words for it. Do not differ from Joseph Fritz, or both of them. And I guess that she actually believes that, I don't know. This is what we are talking about here. This is just a really screen protection glass, special glass to protect your Android screen from cracking, even from what you were able to see here. Tempered glass protector that you can use to protect your telephone from, I guess you can even from shutter. I don't know if you can go and you can take a hammer and you can do this. If you will do this, you do this on your own responsibility. I have no clue, but this is what is suggested basically on eBay. Okay, this is what they sell these things on eBay as. So this is what we are talking about. See, this, pretty much this, everywhere, this is what we are talking about. And so my mom suggested, because telephone for her on the floor inside of the room, which is with a soft surface, it happens exactly what you have seen, especially because she placed one on the sun. Then it's, I guess, exploded like that. I'm just gonna put it this way, despite beating me up on a daily basis as a child up to age 16, then they no longer could have, because I was a little bit too big.
I was big anyways, but I just let them do it. And it's exactly because I have tolerated this kind of abuse, because I did not call the police and inform police about these things, which anyways it would end up very badly for me, because I would end up in some home for for the children or something like this. It wouldn't be a good solution anyways. Okay, but domestic abuse is a real problem, and I advise all the ladies, and as well as children, especially ladies, moms, if they see stuff like this going on from the father, or fathers if they see this from mom, do not hesitate to call the police and protect yourself and your child from future abuse. Because of what I have not done as a child, have had haunted me afterwards my entire life, and I'm now 46 years old. Despite all this, I was always trying to be nice to my mama anyways. And when you're nice, the dumbest, the people that are really, really mentally sick, they see you as dumb, and they come always back for some more and some more and some more. And that's a big mistake, is to give them any kind of credit. It's really the best thing that you can do is what I have suggested you. When abuse starts, it's not only the parents that have this kind of habit to drag this on and on through entire life, if only possible, to protect themselves and their sick ways, basically, but it's also governments. If you happen to lose the money on New York stock market exchange, if you happen to work a lot of overtime hours like I did, if you happen to sacrifice a lot in your life, and then you lose money and stuff like that, basically they will try to destabilize your situation, because in the US especially, it's all about the money, and the less people can actually even arrive to retirement age, so they can claim that social security check, the less people, the better for the US government. And so those are all kinds of traps, all kinds of stuff like this that you folks should just, simply avoid. Take a low risk, do not expose yourself, try to have a long and happy life, basically is all I'm trying to say. So you don't have to go the hard way like I did. But yeah, I'm just saying that despite all this, I continue to treat my mom nice, and it goes as far as they can push. When they no longer can push, then what they will do is they will play like they are hurt and stuff like that. Do not do that. Do not repeat my mistakes.
So that theory that's, about the crack that it will fell down, that's totally not in place. If that would be the case, that would be like, can you imagine what kind of, even if you would throw the telephone in the floor, it would not cause anything like that, basically. If you would do this, before that screen would break, you would have other parts from the telephone, basically, that would fall apart. And her telephone is totally immaculate, except for this here, this jack, this input here for audio, for the headphones. Now that one, as I have explained, that already was destroyed before my mother even opened the box for the telephone, because they believed that it's going to be for me, the telephone, and actually it was for my mom, and so they destroyed this thing. So, but other than that, yeah, that's same low-end cheap telephone, 50-year-old telephone, but still, these telephones are very silent. That's what I like, and photo video quality is very good. It's a high quality, nice HD definition. So if it did to me like this with just a little plastic here, my goodness, what I have gone over there through in Hungary and in Belarus, almost that was almost like a World War III, and she's complaining about how the telephone her fall her. I don't know, from her bed down over there inside of the room is actually top is on like this, and you had a cracks like this. It's just another lie. But what I'm saying is, it was designed to basically abuse me, to lie to me, for me to accept that something like this is possible, that this is what was done. And then the second thing, when I told her with the screens, protector screens are at my neighbor because he confiscates them. He does not allow. He confiscated those screens, 4 protector screen, 4 glasses that I ordered from eBay. She made her gestures like like this. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing? Listen, she's abusing me, and all of a sudden she becomes a victim and is gesturing me that I am abusing her. I mean, this is just really, really too much. So you have a lies, someone who is trying to help anyways is just saying the truth, and is going further to abuse with issues on how, I'm doing something bad to her because I gesture her about my neighbor, which again confirms, is just another proof how the two are in bed with one another. My parents are in bed here with neighbors. This is just another proof that I will use against these people. So that's why I recorded this stuff. That's why.
First, she came to me with this kind of issue in person, and then, like second day or something like this, all of a sudden in the local store here in Hofer, because I don't know, maybe this is why they have done it, because they thought they're gonna go to the local store. It was on special, I understand, like in a paper, how these screens, new screens are gonna be given, I don't know, for a few euros. And so the second she follows up on me, and she calls me, asks me, like I'm about to give you right now, if I got already from China, if I already got it, like how am I supposed to get within a day, 2 days? With now, with all of a sudden, I already told her this is the neighbor, and as I repeat to her, now she is expressing her satisfaction also over the phone, but does not know that I did click the record button. I did. Listen to this.
Če sem dobil kaj, prosim? Tisto zaščito ima Dane Kolenču. Jaz jo nimam.
Samo zato sprašujem, ker imajo v Hoferju, pa si bom tam kupila, če pač ti tako, če imaš ti tak odnos do mene. V redu, Boštjan, hvala.
Ne, ga imaš ti do mene, jaz ga do tebe nimam. Nared kar češ.
Lepo sem te.
I just stopped because this goes like beyond mental abuse. She now, after I suggest her, now for the 3rd time, it's Dana Kolens who has this thing, asking me if I got this thing within a day or 2, if it got to me, this protection screen. And when I tell her, again, I repeat her the answer, she starts to fake, act, play, as if she says, I am very sorry that you have this type of relationship with me, and it's playing like she is hurt, starts kind of almost to cry. That's why I'm saying that when you have too many of mentally sick people outside, like my cases with my family and with my neighbors, this can become a real problem for the normal person, because dummies like this destroy one's life. I'm gonna tell you like this. I can play you this thing again so you can hear this. This people will drive you insane. They will drive you crazy completely. This is emotional abuse through portraying herself as a third person, as if I did something to her.
Să nu să te sprășui încă mai eu cum fără eu că si bom tam copila ce pa čtita cu ce mă știi tată noci de mene, u redu știa hvala.
Dacă mă știi de mene, jaz ga do tebe nimam. Nared, kar češ.
It's always been like this. It's not new. These things repeat. And imagine if you would go through what I did, what I have gone through. It started for me in real time in 2006. And before that, it was 11 years of MK Ultra with these people.
When my little android went with me on the trip, it did not have nothing. It didn't have not even this silicone here. I wish I had this thing, but have nothing. I had this thing in the pocket because I didn't have the money. I couldn't buy myself something to protect this, to do anything about it. So it was just in a pocket like this, and without anything I could place this in. It was just in my pockets. That's why it fell me down, and when I recorded all that stuff, you know. And it still looks almost like new, okay? It's not so damn bad. This plastic is going to be changed, and screen is basically new here. So that's all there is to it. It's pretty damn good. You know, they managed to detach both of this, and that one right there is about to fall down too. And even that one he managed to get onto. You could have that thing glued on for years without having absolutely any problem with it. So that's a totally question what's going on up there. What's going on in the attic area? No, folks, this isn't microwave, this is something else. Like, this is glued, you see this? It's like glued. If I would pull this thing off, I actually would, look, you see that? Let me just pull a little bit for you, you see? I would break the foam. But you're gonna see when I come back, the whole thing is gonna fall off. He's gonna do this. Whatever he's doing, you're gonna see that, right? You gotta see, this is a lunatic. And he promised me this stuff like this under MK Ultra. They promised me this shit.
This thing was recorded on May 11, 2018, right after the flag have fallen down. In fact, I stepped inside of the room and picked up the camera to go film the thing. It falls down in front of me before the camera powers on. But I proceed and I do record basically what's going on, and I do the total.
This was video recorded on the May 12, 2018. This is where the green part, the green flag, portion of the flag was attached to. You can still see right there, portion of the foam that was pulled off. Interesting, however, I did not notice at first. This is another portion of where a flag was attached to, and you see that red thing right there that you see right there in the corner? That's because when I started to record the thing, I did touch the flag, and evidently looks like I did pull the flag off, and like a little piece of fabric stayed on somehow on that foam. Now this is interesting. You don't see anything here at all, and then the fourth corner comes, for which I believed that that's where the green flag was attached to, but it was not. It's actually where the red portion of the flag was attached to. That's right there, meaning that neighbor was inside the room during my absence and have pulled the flag, portion of the flag also down. This is what's also visible. Foam tape is also visible on the flag. Pay attention also to the red cotton.
The only thing I know is that he did use pretty much the same thing that he have used here with Polish flag, with that communist flag that I have there. He had done this before already. It was not the first time. There was some other here also, you can see right there, and so on. It's not his first. He did this before already.
Folks, when you are slammed with MK Ultra, you are pretty much directed in a tunnel of crap. When directed energy weapons are used, that's actually multiplied to I don't know what level I would say. Okay, watching myself just right now, I realized that the neighbor was in here, not once yesterday, but at least twice during my recordings in the kitchen and in other areas. I'm just gonna put it this way, and I actually have the proof for that. You know. First of all, this thing here, this was left on the left corner. I wouldn't realize this if I wouldn't watch this thing over right now as I'm making this movie. Not here, not on the green, not on the green side. Look, not on the green side, there's nothing here, nothing at all. But on the red side, I was pulling the green one down, you remember? Okay, number one, how the hell when the double foam splits and you were able to see that thing glued actually onto the flag, how the hell did this guy manage to separate that thing that still stays on, is still up there? How did he manage to separate that thing so that it would stay there and not here? And the second thing, yeah, I didn't do this thing here. He did it. In my absence, when I went out of the room, when I stepped out, he was in here. That much about the micro cameras. And so you can see also other two corners here. These are white corners like this. You can see nothing. You can see no trace whatsoever on this too. It's also possible that he left on the same corner where he left this thing here, that he might have left like a little fabric on it. I'm not sure about that stuff. See? That's easy. This is how easy this is to prove. Individual is walking inside here. He does go inside when I'm not here, and there's no doubt micro cameras are in here. One thing is to listen to what individual is talking inside of the room. Another one is actually to see him walking out of the room, or where he is, what he's doing, so we can sneak inside in here. Remember folks, green side, not the red side.
Alright, really quickly, see this thing here? That's what I got off the phone when I pulled this thing here. Nothing on the other side. This is another corner. You can't see absolutely anything. You cannot take off flag from that foam without leaving piece of it like this. No way. As you see, another corner, nothing here. And the fourth corner, nothing here either. Well, this for you was a Belarus flag, one that you have seen. That's correct. Right there. Yeah, no gimmicks, no, only facts. As I did investigate it, it is correct. Neighbor was inside here. This is my flag. This is the original flag. However, he did go and he did pull. See that thing right there? That's where that thing is on the red corner of the flag. Right, this thing here, this particle here. So he wasn't here when I was not here, okay? So that's that. And here's the best part that remains for the police. How was it that, as you see here, this is what he have managed to pull down. How was it that on the green side, where I pulled down, and you were able to see that it did glue, basically it split it on half, but it stayed attached. How did he manage to remove this flag without tearing off the other portion of the double-sided foam tape, which can still be seen here. Other than with a microwave, with a maybe X-ray gun, or I don't know what kind of gun, I have no idea what the individual is using. I certainly do not have this kind of tools. This absolutely proves that microwaving directed energy weapons are exercised against me, and a fact that individuals literally walking inside of this room whenever I am absent in here. Yeah? Yes. I could not pull like this when the double-sided foam, when it grabs the flag, anything that it grabs, you're not going to be able to detach one without pulling off the surface of the foam. Okay, so this thing here, absolutely without any doubts, proves that I was correct all along. Thank you very much. All right, folks, actually it's much worse than that, okay? I gotta tell you the whole truth. See this too? That one and that one right there. This is what was detached first. And it would just go like this. It would just fall down like this. Like this. That's it. What I did was I video recorded the whole thing. I pick up the flag and I went back and I reattached the flag against that piece of foam and against that one right there. Again, using this here, if you ask me, the cheapest and the best. A few gram flag like this, you can stick that against the ceiling. It's gonna hold you 50 years, not 1 year, but 50 years. This was glued to the wall like this. I have no idea how long ago already. Maybe what, 2 months, 3 months ago, whatever. I don't care. It won't get off. This you can have 50 years. It's gonna hold you. Doesn't matter. Pick up the flag, press one against that foam on both sides, like this, like this, like this, and have video recorded the whole thing. Go out, do the stuff in the kitchen, record, video record, come back in, and the flag again. You have seen what happened. Now look at this. See this? See this thing here? Look what happens when I transfer. See this thing here? This is what happens. I can't even open any of this stuff. All the EVO cards, brand new cards, this, they are not good enough, not even to transfer the files from internal memory to external, to this one here. Don't even serve that purpose. And the worst part about it was again inside today and have, I believe, unless these are, there are a few more in those cards, but unless these are the videos I'm talking about, he deleted me several videos where from the card, from the computer, about the stuff that I have just stated, how I have sticked the flag back into the ceiling on the foam. So, you know, that's all I gotta say in respect to this. It's basically why I think I'm not really sure what was done to this one here. Can you see it? It indicates like 40 and plus, look, 50, 60, 90, look at that. I am going to tell you exactly what went on. About four or 5 months ago, I got this. 2 pans like this, which I've used to check the appliances all over the house for the radiation. One of them also was a microwave, which indicated absolutely no radiation whatsoever.
This is what went on. You see, they saw me checking that microwave, and I had imprinted in my head there was no leak, there was no radiation, is what went on. Till yesterday when I checked that with EMF detector. That's basically how they do it. This is what went on.
Talking about the, let's see, something else here. Okay, now it's microteslas. Yeah, 120, 110 microteslas now. Wow. What the hell is this all about? I'm just thinking about. Let's see what the maximum is here on that. How much is it? 140. 140 microteslas. Basically, this is May 12, 2018. I am back to once again. It might be actually May 13. I'm gonna go see in the computer to ensure one more time about what's going on in respect to the microwave. You see, this thing is sealed, and I really want to record this. Look what's going on. These are microteslas. Look. Mitja Veber have promised me that if I would not comply with, if I would not do whatever I would be told to do, that eventually he would do something like this. He would do the stuff like this. So you were able to see how the bomb works. This is a bomb. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use this thing here, microteslas again. We're going to go and we're going to measure the maximum here to see basically what this is going to look like. Want to make sure this is the proper way. And let's just go. We will now detect the highest amount of radiation here. See how much will it records. You're able to see it went all the way up to almost 200, over 196. It is a bomb. It truly is a bomb, this thing. Whenever I turn the microwave on, nobody's really using one. The only thing that happens is my parents go out. Everybody disappears, basically. And so we do want to record, we want to video record this kind of stuff. Here's what the time is right now. Because they will go and they will remodify this whole thing back into, you know, as if nothing ever happened. Right, so we don't really want this kind of stuff. Look where basically I am standing right now, 2 meters away, and look what's going on. Look what happens to this whole place here. Look where I am. I am on the other side now of the kitchen. So I just want to record this kind of stuff. This is a terrorism, ladies and gentlemen. This is a terrorism. It would be also good to know basically what happens. The room I was in was below. You can see here what's going on basically. Probably not something anybody would want to expose himself to. You know, I can feel my body just, you know, basically just hitting itself. You know, I can feel the hit. But the stuff they have used on me inside of the room, that was worse. It was stronger. That was stronger than this. So I just want to document this stuff so people can see what it is like to live with the terrorists, with the maniacs. Just for you to know that 0.1 is a limit. It already should be your health concern if or whenever you would be exposed to, you know, to the radiation as to height as this one here is, right? So we're talking about 1,450 times here, more than what the limit is, health limit, and it used to be almost 2,000 times more than what is allowed. Definitely this is not allowed. Yeah, I can just feel this thing is just, you have no idea how is this thing blasting me, how this thing is hitting me right now. I mean, this is just wow. So just so it's not gonna be some kind of conspiracy theories and stuff like this, I'm done with it. These things are real. This is a terrorism. I can kind of, my pants, my nuts right now are heated like, let's see, just date and time. This is the best way to see everything here. It's Saturday. It says here 4 o'clock. Okay, so can't go wrong. We can do one more like this just for documentation purposes. It's not going to be some kind of conspiracy theories, and it is May 12, 2018. Thank you. I was told this under MKH. I was promised that if I'm gonna get to the stage that I'm just gonna be against them, if I'm not gonna cooperate with them, let's put it this way, folks. If I would cooperate with this Kremlin Belgrade scum, let's just make things clear. I would not be normal today. Okay? If somebody is engaging in violence against you, and you can see in Montenegro, you can see in Serbia, you can see in Russia, you can see in Ukraine, you can see journalists that are playing along with Putin is schizophrenia, with Vucic is schizophrenia. In other words, they give them assignments and they tell them they're going to do something bad to them. And what happens is these people play and play and play and play along. Before you know, they even get them murdered. They even get them killed. And people, what happens is people blame West for what is happening. This is called political schizophrenia. It's